right, we out here. Good afternoon. It's Peach's Pit Party on this fine Monday post Super Bowl, February 10th, 2025. If you even watched the Super Bowl, I got through the first half and the halftime show and then went back to gaming, chatting with my friends before we watched the movie Get Out. For those that hate the Kansas City Chiefs, this was the game for you. If you hate Taylor Swift, you hate Kelsey, you hate Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes got sacked almost every possession. You saw Travis Kelsey looking all sad. So many people wanting to judge the halftime show as well. My entire Facebook feed, that was the worst thing I've ever seen. People like my Uncle Bob, so quick to just jump on social media and just trash the halftime show. It's not catered for a guy who's in his late 60s, early 70s. Wasn't even catered for me. I'm not the biggest rap fan. I thought it was okay. It wasn't all that, what should I say, spectacular. Like Kendrick Lamar had a lot of underlying details that people will have to go back and rewatch the entire performance and go, oh, he did that because of this and this because of that. The thing that I found hilarious was that he called out Drake. He played the song that Drake did not want him to play, the Drake diss track. And then also he brought out two of Drake's exes, SZA, the singer, and then Serena Williams also dancing to the Drake diss track. Now, could you imagine if a guy that you hate was somehow able to get two of your ex-girlfriends on TV and start dancing to a song that's dedicated to you and the song's just trashing you the entire time? That's a cold-blooded move. That's a power move. If you want to get a hold of me, you know the number, 208-535-1015. We got some 3 days grace, Rain City Drive, and more on the way here shortly on K-Bear 101. Not only is my social media feed just full of people talking about the Super Bowl, whether it's complaining about the halftime show or making fun of Patrick Mahomes, there's also all these articles being posted about NASA finding out about this asteroid, butteroid, to keep things clean around here, that's named 2024 YR4. It's on a path to zip very close to Earth or actually hit us in 2032. But NASA is giving us a 97.7% chance of this thing missing. But that means we're looking at a 1 in 43 chance of getting whacked, which could be rough, considering this asteroid is up to 300 feet wide. If it ends up hitting us, it won't be a planet killer, but it could wipe out an entire city at the very least. Just think of it as one giant game of Russian roulette. Who's going to be the one that, gets hit by this? Oh, that would be awful. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm not a guy who deals with stuff like this. If I could get Neil deGrasse Tyson on the phone to talk about it, I totally would. I'm looking at this thing right here talking about how 25% of people surveyed in this particular survey would break up with their partner over a bad Valentine's Day gift. For me, any gift is a great gift. Even if you were to be like, hey, Peaches, here's a crumpled up piece of paper. Like, oh, thank you. Would I do anything with it? No. Would I throw it away afterwards? Sure. But they thought of me and said, you know what? This is gift worthy to give to somebody. And they thought of me. I couldn't imagine breaking up over a bad gift. It'd be weird. I wonder what bad gift they're talking about. Like, is it like a bathroom scale? That's where I'd be like, okay, that's a bad gift. Whoever gifts somebody that, clearly they're hinting something to you. Clearly. Because you wouldn't gift anybody that at all. What else would there be besides a bathroom weight scale? How to cook 101, how to be a better person, how to be a better significant other. Do they actually have something like that? How to be a better, let's do significant other for dummies. Is that a real book? Making Marriage Work for Dummies. There you go. Don't give your significant other that book. I love how IGN put out this like clickbaity article. They put out essentially this image of, I thought it was John Marston staring right into the camera, staring right at you. And it said like Red Dead Redemption 3 will happen, but there's a catch. And I looked it up, and sure enough, it's just an obvious article talking about a Red Dead Redemption 3 game is likely to be developed by Rockstar at some point. The current quote-unquote catch is that the studio is heavily focused on developing Grand Theft Auto 6 first. Oh, really? Meaning a potential Red Dead 3 release could be significantly further down the line, as if we didn't know that already. I'm guessing 2035. If GTA 6 comes out this year, they're going to wait a little bit before Red Dead Redemption 3 comes out. They're still adding updates to Grand Theft Auto 5. I can't imagine how many updates, how many things they're going to add to GTA 6, how advanced that game is going to be. Red Dead Redemption 3 is probably going to happen after, Victor's like in his 70s. I'm in my like 50s, 60s. It's going to be way down the line. My grandkids will enjoy that game. And this right here is your Shot Clock Sports Update. Well, as you're probably well aware, the Super Bowl happened last night, and so many different things we could talk about here, but this is the Shot Clock Sports Update, so I'm going to keep it brief. Along with the Eagles' domination of the Chiefs last night, Saquon Barkley continued his dominant season by setting the NFL record for most rushing and passing yards across the regular season and playoff games. The previous record was held by Terrell Davis, who set the record during the Broncos' Super Bowl winning season in 1998. The NFL also had its fewest concussions ever in the 2024 season, with only 182 reported cases. That's a 17% drop from the previous year, but that's still almost 200 concussions reported. There were probably some that didn't go reported. The league credits the improved numbers to better helmets, the use of guardian caps during practices, and the new kickoff rule. In college football news, Deion Sanders has added yet another Pro Football Hall of Fame member to his staff at Colorado. Marshall Faulk has signed on to be the running backs coach, joining fellow Hall of Famers Warren Sapp and Sanders at the program. Faulk ranks 12th all-time in rushing yards in the NFL with 12,279, and won an MVP plus, made 6 All-Pro and 7 Pro Bowl teams during his 12 years in the league. There's probably not a better coaching staff out there. I mean, Bill Belichick is now coaching college football, which if I were one of his players, I would take that guy's words like, I don't know, like they were holy and etch them down into a notebook. Same with this team. If I were a player for Colorado, make sure you're listening to those coaches. They'll take you far. That does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Bear 101. So I was looking at something here, and I thought about this myself, and I'm glad that someone also had the same thought, talking about people who are older than a Gen Zer. No one really texts with proper punctuation anymore, not even periods. In fact, simply putting a period at the end of a text will be seen by Gen Zers as angry or aggressive, which is true. I mean, my dad will text me, okay, period, or the thumbs up emoji, and those are like his only 2 responses. There's no point in giving that guy a smartphone. Just give him the classic, I don't know, the classic flip phone. Maybe at some point I'll gift him the Jitterbug. It is my mom's birthday today. Maybe that's all I'll get her. Speaking of horrible gifts, didn't we just talk about like horrible Valentine's Day gifts? Horrible gifts to get your mom for her birthday? A Jitterbug phone, one of those phones that basically says, hey, you're getting old. And my mom doesn't even really answer calls or texts anymore. My dad, it's so funny. My mom will not answer the phone at all for whatever reason. She started doing that like a year ago. And me and my dad talk about it. And every single time I call my dad, I'd be like, hey, I tried calling mom. She didn't answer. And my dad will mumble like, hey, it's her. I think it's a stupid wallet phone case that she has around her phone. You know how every mom has that phone case that opens up and on the inside you can put your credit card, debit card, and all that. That's what my mom has had for years. And my dad keeps blaming that phone case and not her phone, just that phone case. And it's kind of funny. At some point I should record it and bring it on for the noon hour of madness and mayhem. But anyway, yeah, if you're older than a Gen Zer and you text somebody who is a Gen Zer, make sure not to text them the period at the end of the sentence because they might think you're mad at them. I finally had some time this morning to update our concert calendar at riverbendmediagroup.com. The easiest way to get to it is to just simply put /calendar at the end there. Takes you right to it. You then filter out all the other shows by going to Concert Rock right there on the top right. There you go. All the shows that have been announced for Salt Lake City, Boise, even right here in the area as well, right here in East Idaho, I should say. The one happening tomorrow, Palais Royale, Knitting Factory, TX2 happening, what is that, this Friday or this Saturday? What's the 15th? That's this Saturday. TX2. Oh, man, another show that I really want to go to, but I can't. The Depot in Salt Lake City, The Plot in You, Withholding Absence, Boundaries, Acres. Oh, man, that's a lineup. If you haven't heard of Boundaries, they're a great band. That last album, Death is a Little More Perfection. Holding Absence, great band. Acres, great band as well. The Plot in You, the cherry on top, another great band. But on February 25th, I'll be making my way to Boise. I still have to book my hotel or Airbnb for the night and just enjoy my time in Boise, enjoy the show, stay there the entire time, pack my CPAP up. Ugh, first world problem. I guess you could say it's my fault for having sleep apnea, that I got to sleep with a machine, but it helps my health, right? But I added the Under Oath show at the Revolution Concert House April 2nd. I also added the 2 Slightly Stupid shows that are going to be taking place in both Salt Lake City and Boise, as well as there was another one that I added this morning, but you can find them all riverbendmediagroup.com/calendar. All right, if you're celebrating Valentine's Day this Friday, good luck trying to find a restaurant that's not going to have a whole bunch of couples all at once flocking to them, thinking that they're going to have a great night out. You know, Valentine's Day, the most commercialized holiday there is now. All of them are, but Valentine's Day really, really is. And I was looking here that it's estimated that 250 million roses are produced every year for Valentine's Day. Most of them are red, but not all of them. And this whole thing went into like different colors of roses and all this other crap. But it's kind of like the Super Bowl. Like right before the Super Bowl comes on, they always have massive sales on TVs. They mass produce these televisions because, you know, you can't be that guy on the block that has the small TV. You got to have the big screen. Oh, don't they have like 95 inches now? They have these ridiculous TVs. And the funny thing is that the bigger the TV, the farther you have to sit away from it. Supposedly, like that's like the rule. It's like, oh, if you have a big living room, then sure, you can get the 100-inch TV or whatever. But I think I'm just fine with my 55-incher. I don't want to be that guy that keeps upgrading every single year, gets the bigger size, because the size doesn't matter when it comes to TVs. We care about the picture quality, the 8K, 4K capability, you know, things like that. And my TV's doing just fine. Knocking on wood, I don't want to come home tonight, all of a sudden it just won't turn on, and I just jinxed myself on the air. As you're probably well aware, every single year they always, you know, announce a performer for the Super Bowl halftime show. They don't make any money. I need to remind you that. They don't make any money at all. Kendrick Lamar just did that because he wanted to this year. So many people outside the demographic were going, man, that was terrible. I was laughing at all the memes today of all, you know, every single middle-aged plus person running to Facebook to tell you that was the worst halftime show they've ever seen. But, you know, they're never going to book a rock band. And if they were to, it would be somebody like Metallica, but they wouldn't have their instruments plugged in. There would be so many critiques on their performance as well. Same with the Foo Fighters. I feel like that would be another rock band that could be big enough to play the Super Bowl halftime show, but then yet again, everyone's going to judge it harshly. It happens every single year. Some people are going to complain about it. There's nothing you can do to really blow people's minds anymore, or you can't please everybody. I mean, we're well aware of that. There's critiques about our playlist every single day. Why do you guys play this? Why don't you play this band that no one's ever heard of? That type of thing. It would be pretty cool, though, to see the Foo Fighters perform live at the Super Bowl, but they wouldn't do it live because it would be pre-recorded. Wasn't it the Red Hot Chili Peppers just recently that... How many years ago was that, actually? When did the Red Hot Chili Peppers play the Super Bowl halftime show? Let's see here. I just misspelled chili big time. Chili Peppers play the Super Bowl. 2014. So it was 11 years ago. That's right. They were part of... it was headlined by Bruno Mars alongside his band, the Hooligans, with special guests, the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So it wasn't even them headlining the halftime show. It was Bruno Mars. His mega name attracting most people. The Red Hot Chili Peppers were just like an added-on bonus, but everyone saw that their instruments were completely unplugged. You know, the performance was pre-recorded, only the vocals were live. The band's guitars were not plugged in. You can go back and watch it on YouTube, see what I mean? Those guys in Oasis, man, they're something else. Oasis fans are upset with Ticketmaster because they're canceling thousands of tickets sold last year. So So over the weekend, Ticketmaster UK started canceling these thousands of tickets sold last year, claiming that they were purchased by bots or an unauthorized resale sites. They were purchased on an unauthorized resale site, something like that. I don't know. But NME reported that numerous fans took to social media over the weekend to claim that they have had their tickets wrongfully canceled after they bought them legitimately. So an Oasis fan asked Liam Gallagher about the controversy, and he just responded, "I don't make the rules. We're trying to do the right thing. It is what it is. I'm the singer. Get off my case." More so, not my wallet, not my problem. You would think he would be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. We're trying our best to figure it out." Even just by putting out that generic statement of like, we apologize for any inconvenience. We're trying our best to work this out. That would be better than that response. Even though I kind of myself, I would see myself having that type of response. Like, hey, I'm just here to perform. Leave me alone type thing. Got to be extra nice to your fans, though. I do love every single time that Philadelphia is involved with the Super Bowl. You can't tell if they've won or lost the game. I'm seeing all these different videos now of people just trashing Philadelphia. I never understood that logic. Like, hey, my favorite sports team won the biggest game of the season. They're now Super Bowl champions. I have nothing to do with the team at all. I just go out there onto the streets and I trash the city, which is something illegal, by the way. I just saw that these Eagles fans were stomping a traffic light because it was flashing red. Yeah, just read that full thing on r/public freakout on Reddit. One of many cases, one of many things that happened last night. The city of Philadelphia also had to prepare themselves no matter what because the Eagles were in the game. I think I was hearing some other radio show talk about how stores had to be boarded up like the Amazon Fresh store in Philadelphia. There was boards all over the windows. The 7-Eleven, the local 7-Eleven in Philadelphia, had a German Shepherd walking around, one of those police dogs, just in case anybody was trying to steal anything. Because as soon as those people go through the door, people are going to steal everything and trash the place, completely ruin the business. And for what? Well, their favorite football team won the game. So this British man, he's thinking of going on the most expensive dumpster diving expedition ever in search of his long-lost Bitcoin. Back in 2013, James Howell's partner accidentally threw out a hard drive containing his 8,000 Bitcoin tokens, and he believes he knows the specific landfill it was sent to. His multiple requests with local officials to search the landfill have been denied, and now he's learned that the landfill is set to close down and be turned into a solar farm. If that happens, he will never have a chance of finding the hard drive with the Bitcoin, which is now worth an estimated $620 million. So now Howells is trying to purchase the landfill so that he can have full access to it, be able to excavate the 350,000 tons of trash in search of this hard drive. He's even offered the local town council $10 million if the hard drive is found. The town has declined the offer and argued that once Howell discarded the hard drive, it is no longer his. Well, now this got national news, so I'm assuming that everybody in this guy's town or even knows him is now going to be flocking over to that dump and try finding it like it's some sort of like precious gold mine. I was chatting with a listener off the air at 208-535-1015. We were talking about Super Bowl commercials. And Victor is right. It's that weird one day out of the year where everyone is critiquing commercials because it's like it's the time to have a commercial play. Hundreds of millions of people are watching this big football game on TV, and it costs like $8 million for a 30-second commercial, so you better make it count. Well, it is funny, outside of the Super Bowl, everyone hates commercials, including myself. I mean, I hate having to watch an unskippable few ads on YouTube now. Back in the day, YouTube was just, hey, you watch a video, you watch the video, and that was it. You move on to the next video. There's no ads. Now you got unskippable ads in the beginning. You have YouTubers interrupting the middle of their video to talk themselves about a product that paid its way onto their video, that type of thing. But the Super Bowl commercials, I thought they were pretty funny this year. There's some really funny ones. The Seal Mountain Dew one I thought was but the one that made me laugh was the Gordon Ramsay commercial with Pete Davidson in it. And Pete's like, every famous person is an alien. Turns out he's the alien ambassador, just making fun of those people, saying all the celebrities are reptilians. I thought it was funny. And they even dissed Gordon Ramsay in the commercial, saying that he's not that famous. I beg to differ. Dude's one of my favorite celebrities. If I ever get the chance to meet Gordon Ramsay, that would be fantastic. But overall, again, so many people on social media just whine all the time, even about commercials. Commercials out of all things. Usually it's like, hey, I don't listen to this radio station because of the amount of commercials, or I don't watch YouTube because there's so many commercials. But in the Super Bowl, when it comes down time to the Super Bowl, they start critiquing the stuff that they skip 99% of the time. There was that glimpse of warmer weather on the horizon, but that's how Idaho fools you. In the 4 years that I have been living here, I know how it works. Idaho weather gives you that glimpse of hope that, spring is on the way. But then temperatures plummet. We have to go through more weeks of winter, and then eventually it does get warmer. But as stupid as it sounds, if you don't think about it, doesn't really bother you that much. Like I've been, this winter hasn't been all that bad compared to other years. There was that one morning where there was black ice everywhere, and I was trying to go to the gym and I almost slipped in the parking lot. That would have been horribly embarrassing. But I was looking at eastidahonews.com. They said it's supposed to get real bad Tuesday night, but for once I'm being optimistic in that we're supposed to get warmer temps shortly after that. So one night of suffering is not all that bad. Just crank up the heater. It's always darkest just before the dawn. It's Idaho. If you don't like the winter, you got to move to a place like Arizona, California, somewhere where they don't have snow. But then you have to deal with everything else those states have to offer. It's now that time to Peach Theron. If you want to give me a call and answer today's question, you know the number by now, 208-535-1015. What is your biggest cheat code in life? Some of the responses on Ask Reddit. Take an extra day off when you get back from vacation, which definitely helps. I plan on doing so. Now, here's the thing. With the flights leaving with the particular airline from Idaho Falls to John Wayne and back, they only leave on Tuesdays or Fridays. So typically when I get back on a Friday, I have the whole weekend to sort of just mellow out, unpack, chill out, get myself back into normal life mode, that type of thing. This other response I wish I could relate to, feeling absolutely no need to spend money just because I have it. One of my friends is exactly like that. And I'm trying to be more like him and instead count every single purchase, that type of thing. He's an accountant. He's been great with money his entire life. I can guarantee you he's going to be a millionaire by the time we're 40 or 50, maybe just 40. I believe in him. 208-535-1015. What is your biggest cheat code in life? Let me know. Call into the show right now. K-Bear, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, Peaches? This is Vortex.
Hey, Vortex. What's your biggest cheat code in life?
Well, I don't know how many people would agree with this, but when it comes to finding love, so to speak, I always look at it live your life, do what you want to do. If you find somebody that makes you happy and won't try to change you, hang out for a bit. That's kind of like my motto,
Yeah, I'm taking notes here. Relationship advice from Vortex and Pocatello. There we go. The VIP, Vortex and Pocatello. Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.